Mom guilt is honestly one of the biggest hurdles when it comes to taking the time to prioritize yourself and your health and your fitness goals. Because as women, we are programmed and conditioned to believe that anything that is not to do with our family or our kids is selfish. We are literally conditioned and raised to believe that we should be selfless, that when we become moms, our entire identity becomes that we are a mom, and that our entire lives revolve around our kids. And like, I think about this all the time, like even growing up, like I literally thought my mom's entire life revolved around me. And I think that we were all, like a lot of us, I'm not gonna say all of us, but a lot of us were programmed to believe that the only way to be a good mom, the only way to be a good family member is to constantly be there for the people who need you and for your kids and for your loved ones, for anyone in your family, right? And when you decide that you need to prioritize yourself, you need to lose weight or embark on a fitness journey, it can be really, really hard to overcome that sense of mom guilt. And as someone who lost 50 pounds last year as a busy AF mom who had crippling mom guilt, I'm gonna talk to you guys about how I was able to overcome that and get to a point now where mom guilt is not really something that I experience. Before we dive into all the tea, one, I apologize that my hair is wet. I just got out of the shower and was inspired to film some content, so we showing up even looking like a wet dog. But welcome back to my channel. I post weekly content sharing my weight loss and fitness journey in hopes of empowering other busy AF moms and women to do the same, because if I can do it, you absolutely can too. So don't forget to subscribe if you like content like this, and drop a comment introducing yourself, letting me know what your big fitness and weight loss goals are, because I'm here to support you and hold you accountable on this journey. All right, so let's dive into the tea. Like I said, I had crippling mom guilt. Like I didn't want to do anything that wasn't revolving around my son because I felt like it was selfish or that it made me a really bad mom. Like it was bad, guys. It was really, really, really bad. So one way I addressed this was reversing mom guilt on its head. What I mean by this is usually I was feeling like if I was doing something for myself, it meant that I was taking time away from my son, and that caused a lot of guilt, right? But when I started my fitness journey and my health journey, instead I told myself that by actually embarking on this journey and getting healthy, even though I might be taking away 30 minutes a day from spending with my kid, I'm adding longevity to my life, right? I am increasing the years on my life by getting healthy, by getting in shape. This is gonna make me live longer. It's gonna increase my quality of life. It's gonna make me more mobile for longer so that I can be around for my son way longer. So I looked at the big picture. So even though on a day-to-day basis, I might have to step away for 10 to 30 minutes to work out or to do something for my fitness, I started looking at the big picture, 30 minutes versus an extra 10 years on my life. Because when I was really overweight before losing the 50 pounds, I was really like struggling with some health issues, and it got kind of scary where I was like in and out of the hospital every month thinking I was having heart attacks, guys. Like it was not okay. Me not getting healthy, me not changing my lifestyle could potentially mean that I'm not gonna be around to see my son grow up and grow into an incredible human, right? I mean, he's already incredible, let's be real, but go on and do amazing things in his adulthood. Like there was a possibility that that wouldn't happen. And obviously, you know, life is life, but I really felt like by me not getting healthy, it meant that I was not gonna be able to be around for his adult life. So I started reversing my mom guilt to be like, I wanna be there. I wanna be there for his big milestones, his big moments. And so 30 minutes each day is okay when I look at the long-term benefits of it, right? So like flipping that mom guilt to like, you can stay where you are today, not lose the weight, be really unhealthy, continue being a couch potato because you don't want to sacrifice 30 minutes a day from your son because you feel like you have mom guilt right now. Or you can choose to sacrifice those 30 minutes a day so you can have a longer life with him. So I kind of reverse mom guilt. I hope that makes sense. Drop it in the comments if that makes sense to you. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, drop it in the comments. Before I go on, I do have a free 3-day reset for you guys for watching this video. So stay till the end and I'll give you all the details on how you can access that to get started on your fitness journey. Okay, the next thing I did was reframed self-care from being selfish to being essential. So it's so funny because I always think about this, like men do not have any guilt when it comes to doing something that is for themselves. Like personally, it's just me and my son, but when I speak to my friends who, you know, are raising kids with their husbands and stuff like that, they're like, yeah, like there's nothing that makes him feel guilty about going to the gym. Nothing. He's going to go to the gym. He's not going to have the same guilt that we have, because men are programmed and conditioned differently than women. And so they don't see like pouring into themselves, pouring into their hobbies, doing things that they love as selfish. They see it as essential to them just thriving and shining in this world. And so y'all, we need to adapt that, okay? We need to adopt that into our mindsets as well. Self-care and doing things for your health, for your mental health, for your physical health, that's not selfish. It's essential to making sure that you can show up as your best self. And when you start realizing that it's essential and you start actually doing it, you realize that you become a better version of yourself for your family. So even though you might be feeling guilty to actually take those steps to do those things because you feel like it might take away from spending time with your family or whatever it is, when you actually start pouring into yourself, you're able to show up as a better version for them. So it's not selfish, it's essential, and it also will make you a better mom. It will make you a better mom when you actually start prioritizing your health and your fitness. I always preach this with anything I talk about, but as always, start small and build momentum, okay? So like maybe 30 minutes away from your kids, especially if you're a new mom, because I remember those initial days of like becoming, like those initial years of being a new mom. I felt really guilty about any time I missed with my bubsy. So start small. Start with 10 minutes, start with 15 minutes, and then slowly build up from there. Maybe committing to 30 minutes every day feels a bit too overwhelming and makes you feel a bit too much mom guilt. But starting with 5 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and then slowly building that momentum and consistency once it's become routine and once you've realized that it's not a bad thing for you to take that time away. But starting small might be what you need to do in order to get to the point where you realize that this is a good thing that you're doing. So yeah, start small and then build momentum. Another really great way to get over that mom guilt is to involve your family in your wellness journey. This can be really, really game changing. And that's one of the reasons I love working out from home, is that there are ways for me to incorporate my son into my wellness journey. And it's also really beneficial for them because you are their biggest role model, right? So if they start seeing you pouring into yourself at a really young age, they're gonna start replicating that in their lives, and you're gonna be teaching them really good habits from a young age. So if you really struggle with mom guilt and you feel like taking the time to be away from them is too much, find ways to incorporate them, whether it's having them do the workout with you, going on family walks. Like finding a way to involve them in your wellness journey can sometimes help you feel less guilty about actually doing this. And then the last thing I'm going to say is to practice self-compassion. We are so compassionate to other people in our lives, to friends, to family, to everybody else, but we're so mean and harsh to ourselves. And so, like, not having that compassion for ourselves can just amplify that mom guilt, right? You can consistently feel like you're just not doing a good enough job. So starting to practice self-compassion can make it easier for you to start showing up for yourself, because you are being compassionate about your own needs and also being compassionate about the fact that you are struggling with the mom guilt, right? Because if you try to push it aside and be like, I don't have mom guilt, like I'm good, but in the back of your mind, you actually do have mom guilt and you're just trying to like hide it and stuff it down, it's gonna make it 10 times worse. So just understanding it, being aware of it, being compassionate about the fact that you have that, like self-compassionate about that. And then just, like I said, using the tips that I've said previously in this video, implement those to try to overcome it. Like for me, guys, like I said, I had crippling mom guilt. And after a year of working through that, I really don't struggle with it as much. Of course, it still comes up here and there. And there are moments in life where I'm like, God damn, like, you know, that mom guilt be like, ding, 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 ding. But it's a lot more rare. A big part of that was shifting the fact that anything I'm doing for myself is benefiting my son, right? Anything I do for me is for him at the end of the day, right? And so, like, learning to overcome mom guilt, it's not an easy thing. And it's just like an added obstacle in weight loss when you are a mom, because like losing weight and making change in your lifestyle is already hard. Add mom guilt to the equation, girl. It makes it that much more challenging. So I hear you, and I appreciate, like, I can totally appreciate and relate to where any moms are coming from when it comes to this. But I am here to tell you that you can overcome it, or you can at least get it to a place where it's more manageable, where you still feel okay to pour into yourself, to do all the things for yourself without having this crippling feeling that you're being a bad mom. If you related to any of this, or if this is something you struggle with, drop a comment, let me know. Happy to talk to you, to connect with you, or you can send me a DM privately over on Instagram at Geisha Renee if you're not really okay with dropping the comment below. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I do have a free 3-day reset, so if you are ready to prioritize yourself and really step into your fitness era, I got you, girl. I got you. I have a free 3-day reset linked below in the description, so you can go ahead and grab that. It is completely free. It will also take you to a page that just talks about my 4-week online empowered body program if you are looking to kind of kick things off a little bit more. But the 3-day reset is completely free, so no matter what, you could tap into that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.